It is the L.A. Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. The spread is down from 3 to 2.5. That's the margin for the 49ers, over under of 49. Interesting game. We talked about it during PFT Live. Chris, it's time to make your pick.
I think the biggest thing I look at for the game and like what decides it, right, is the 49ers run game. Are they going to be able to run the ball on this Rams defense? That's the big question to me. The Rams did really well last week as far as stopping the run of the Buffalo Bills. But we know Buffalo also, if it doesn't work out they're early in the game, they're kind of like, all right, just get the ball to 17 and let him start making magic and throw the ball around the football field. But can the 49ers run the ball on this front? Because I think if it becomes a game where they can't really run, right, they're not getting anything going there. Now the play action doesn't quite have that effect. I don't think the 49ers are good enough in the pass game for it just to stand alone and then win the game just with the drop back passing game against this Rams defense. Rams defense is not, like we've talked about in the past, not super talented in the back end, right? They play zones. They know how to pass people off. Their front is getting better. You're seeing more and more pressure from them. The 49ers, there's no Trent Williams once again. And I think the other thing, too, I just look at in this one, 49ers defense statistically good. I don't think it's as good as it's statistically ranked as far as the number 3 defense in football. And I think the Rams offense is hitting on all cylinders right now. I have less worries about what I'm going to get from the Rams rather than the 49ers, who have kind of been up and down. And I know they won big time last week, but that a little bit like, I'm not sure I buy it. It was the Bears, fired coach, dysfunctional things going on. I'm going to ride the Rams here in the hot hand, 27-23.
There's several games this week that I've been fretting about.
I know. This is one of them.
The schedule crosses my mind.
Right.
Which way is it going to go? And as we talked it through this morning, there's a couple of different factors that come into play here.
Yeah.
Number one, the 49ers are more desperate than the Rams.
Right.
That's one. And that's real. That's real. 49ers, this is it. They're at home. This is it. If they lose this, they're probably done. The Rams could lose this and still find a way to pull the rabbit out of the hat. There's a little more desperation for the 49ers. Second, they are at home. I think they'll be buoyed by their home crowd.
Sure.
Third, they blew the game back in week 3 where they had the Rams beaten. I know the Rams weren't as healthy then. The Rams weren't as potent then.
Right.
But still, the 49ers believe they can beat the Rams. Doesn't Shanahan have that regular season mastery over McVay?
Yeah.
Isn't that the way it goes?
It's like 8-2 or something like that. Yeah.
That's factor 4. And then factor 5, 42-44. All those points scored in the game played by the Rams on Sunday. I feel like
I hear you there.
With only 3 days off in between games, it's just too much physical toll and fatigue for the Rams to overcome. I've got 27-21 49ers. Hey, Kyle, your buddy doesn't believe in you tonight, but the guy who writes the annoying headlines does. What are you going to say about that, Kyle? What do you think, Kyle? All right. Anything else on that one?
No. I mean, you make good points. Certainly, I think it's going to be a back and forth football game. I even thought about making it a little bit more high scoring than this, but it's Thursday night. I sometimes, like you always hear me say, guys like McVay and Shanahan take away those few extra days of creative game planning. I do think hurts them a little bit. And here's one other thing. Can the 49ers get pressure on the Rams without blitzing? That'll be the other thing to watch. With no big Nick Bosa, no blue-chip D linemen that can really create havoc for them right now. If they have to blitz with, like you talked about, this healthy Rams team, I think that they're going to be in a compromised position. We'll see where that goes. But awesome Thursday night game. I'm really pumped about it.
You know, I had a flashback to the first year that Kyle and McVay were with their respective teams. They got together on a Thursday night in September. Do you remember that one? 2017?
Yeah.
41-39?
Yeah, I do remember
that. With backup quarterbacks,
wow.
I think, for both teams.
Nick
Wasn't
Mullins?
it backup quarterbacks?
I think it might
No,
have
it was
been.
Jared Goff. It was Jared Goff for the Rams, but I think it was
it
was Brian Hoyer.
2017, Hoyer's the starter.
Hoyer,
right.
2017. Brian Hoyer, 41-39, the Rams won that game. It was just back and forth crazy game. The highest scoring at the time Thursday night game, and I don't know if that still stands. I haven't checked, but I remember that one, and that was from their first year, and that was one night that the Rams got the better of the 49ers because they had the better team at the time. The 49ers were still trying to turn around the roster and establish something.
Yo, homies, thanks for watching. Yeah, it's time. The NFL season is here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
You can hit subscribe to get all the weekly picks, plus our Sunday recaps as the games are happening.
Oh, you know it. Nobody does that better than us. Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out. We'll see you next time on Unbuttoned.